like the video.
Major funding for this presentation of the Wiggles is made possible by the National Science Foundation, where discoveries begin. The Art for Finding Famous Foundations and the Right to Learn Television Cooperative Agreement from the U.S. Department of Education through the Public Broadcasting Service, and by Chuck E. Cheese's proud supporter of PBS Kids, helping children discover the fun of helping our bodies that provides PBS TV, where a kid can be a kid. McDonald's, where I can find my way one step at a time. I'm loving it. Additional support was provided by the Corporation for Public Broadcasting and my contributions to your PBS stations for viewers like you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Chart. Doink. PBS Kids. This is your public television station. WFWA PBS 39 Fort Wayne. Local broadcast of the NewsHour with Jim Lehrer was made possible by viewers like you. Boy. KFC, proud to support the NewsHour on your local PBS station, which children help to get chicken nuggets, french fries, and a large coat. KFC now features a whole new Kentucky Fried Chicken. Good morning. I'm Jim Lehrer, and this is NewsHour with Jim Lehrer. That's me, and I'm so excited because we're gonna create a star. I hope I will love it, so stay tuned. Goodbye. Major funding for the NewsHour with Jim Lehrer is provided by Imagine a world where no child makes the food. While some will look on that is a dream, others will look long and hard and get to work. In the end, the nature of what's to come. And by the Corporation for Public Broadcasting. This program was also made possible by contributions to your PBS stations from viewers like you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And you're welcome. Major funding for Jewel of the Hollywood Center has made possible by the National Science Foundation, supporting education and research in science, mathematics, and technology. And by the Art for Finding Davis Foundations, dedicated to strengthening America's future for education. Additional support was made possible by the Hackett Stone Foundation, dedicated to inspire society that children can learn and discover, and by the Jamestown Foundation, dedicated to inspire that children can learn and discover, celebrating 25 years since 1970. This program was also made possible by the Corporation for Public Broadcasting and my contributions to your PBS station from viewers like you. Thank you. Major funding for us is provided by Chuck E. Cheese's Where a Kid Can Be a Kid, and by the hotel for family fun all over the world, Holiday Inn, a proud sponsor of ours on PBS, and by Beaches Family Resorts, a proud sponsor of ours on PBS, because families play together, grow together, sharing into precious moments, into a lifetime of memories. Additional funding for the series was provided by the National Science Foundation, America's investment in the future, the U.S. Department of Education, the Arthur Vitamin Davis Foundation, the Corporation for Public Broadcasting, and the annual financial support from viewers like you. Major funding for TED 2 has made possible by the National Science Foundation, where discoveries begin. Panda Express, Garmin Chinese food. Additional support was made possible by Burger King, have it your way. Whataburger's Fast Food Restaurant Company Incorporated. The Home Depot. You can do it. We can help. And by BP. And by Chevron. And the grant from Chevron. Major support was made possible by the Park Foundation, dedicated for education and quality television. Chuck E. Cheese's, where a kid can be a kid. Target, when you go outside, you always respect more and pay less. GameStop, Hess Express, and the Arthur Vining Davis Foundations. And by the Corporation for Public Broadcasting and the annual financial support on this movie station from viewers like you, and by a grant from KFC, now featured a whole new Kentucky Grilled Chicken. Major funding for Disney's The Emperor's New School is brought to you by the following. Chick-fil-A, proud to support Disney's The Emperor's New School on PBS, because would you get the cows from the store and say, eat more chicken? And by Kellogg's, who remind you to take time each day for eating. And by Chili's, proud to support Disney's The Emperor's New School on Disney, home of the famous spicy recipes around the house. Chili's brought better and support and educational on Disney. Chili's, like no place else. Friendlies, while ice cream makes the meal. Burger King, Target, home of the famous wholesale prices around the world. KFC, we do chicken right. The Corporation for Public Broadcasting and the grant from Wendy's, and the annual financial support from viewers like you. Major funding for George of the Jungle is made possible by the National Science Foundation, America Investment in the Future, Sears, learning is one of the many sites for Sears, Subway sandwiches, and by Kraft Macaroni and Cheese Dinner, a proud sponsor of George of the Jungle. Burger King, home of the world's famous Whopper. Burger King, have it your way, proud sponsor of PBS and George of the Jungle. And by Chuck E. Cheese's, where a kid can be a kid. And by Home Depot, Hasbro Games, McDonald's, where I can get a double cheeseburger for him. We talk there is nothing like a great taste of McDonald's. And by Denny's, proud sponsor of PBS and George of the Jungle. Toys R Us, proud sponsor of George of the Jungle on PBS and Hello. Proud sponsor for George of the Jungle, in which learning is time to time, even you're eating your favorite food and making a mess. Jello. Major funding for America's Funniest Home Video was made possible by the National Science Foundation, America's Investment in the Future, Carnegie Corporation of New York, the Corporation for Public Broadcasting, and the annual financial support from viewers like you. And by Coca-Cola, proud to support America's Funniest Home Video on PBS, in which children getting their soda and drinking their soda every day for more life and have a good meal. Coca-Cola, always real, always Coca-Cola. Nike shoes and equipment, together we can all win championships. Additional funding through the series was made possible by cooperative agreement from U.S. Department of Education, the Arthur Finding Davis Foundation, the Ford Foundation, and this station and other public television stations. Major funding for ROSWELL has been made possible by the National Science Foundation, where discoveries began, with additional funding from the U.S. Department of Education, the U.S. Department of Energy, the Carnegie Corporation of New York, with additional funding from Romano's Macaroni Grill, Boss Cops, where shopping takes you to the next level, Applebee's, proud to support ROSWELL on PBS to get people an education. Applebee's, it's a whole new neighborhood. Additional funding for the series was provided by the National Endowment for the Humanities and by Lay's Potato Chips, the Arthur Finding Davis Foundations, and by the Corporation for Public Broadcasting and the annual financial support of PBS viewers like you. Thank you. Major funding for the Cosby Show has been made possible by Boss Cops, where shopping takes you to the next level, with additional grants and made possible by the National Science Foundation, America's Investment in the Future, the U.S. Department of Education, and Lay's Potato Chips. Additional funding was also provided by the U.S. Department of Energy, the Corporation for Public Broadcasting, and the annual financial support of PBS viewers like you, and by grant from Dunkin' Donuts. American runs on Dunkin'. Major funding for the Tick has been made possible by Chuck E. Cheese's, where a kid can be a kid. McDonald's, where I can find my way one step at a time. I'm loving it. With additional funding from the Home Depot and the American Express and L'Oreal, the Corporation for Public Broadcasting, and the financial support from viewers like you. Major funding for Mike and Molly has been provided by Internet Explorer, a proud sponsor of Mike and Molly on PBS, which used the Microsoft Download Center for the computer. Internet Explorer, and by Google Chrome, a proud sponsor of Mike and Molly on PBS, because it's using a computer for Google.com and the Chromes. Google Chrome. And Mozilla Firefox, a proud sponsor of Mike and Molly on PBS, would use the computer for Mozilla Firefox, and Mozilla Thunderbird, a proud sponsor of Mike and Molly on PBS, would use an email